Now, when Christ came, he was the image of God. And this means that God created an image of himself in the world. Whereas we, have been creating all of these idols and images and unliving things, man-made unliving things, and then going about pretending that we are gods. Oh, the major issue is this one, that the Antichrist and the Antichrists, because there isn't one, and the angel that's being opposed, the sons of perdition that are being opposed, are those who will stand in the temple, and that is the living human body, will stand in the temple and show to themselves and to everybody else that they are gods. And this is the biggest problem that we have with your little cars and your little buildings and your little internet that has all knowing and all seeing powers, now with your NSA and all the militaries of the world, like choosing to weaponize this thing. It's what we're opposing is the claim, and this, I think, comes from the fact that we're made in God's image. And so, like, in the same way, okay, what we're opposing is the claim that any human being can ever be God, because they are not the epitome of all that's righteous. And that's what God is. They're not the epitome of love. All human beings are evil. And this is why they feel condemned when they encounter the truth. And that is, written in the Bible. They feel condemned morally because they don't conform to the moral code of God. And that's why he had to send Christ to save them from him. Because if you encounter that epitome of all righteousness, you will instantly die. You can't go near him. Only the high priest, who is Jesus Christ, can enter the temple and live, because he was perfect. But also because he was perfect and that he loved all people, because that's part of his spirit. He became the perfect sacrifice in order to allow them to survive. And so we can't sit there and go around and start telling each other that we're gods. I'm not looking at your Cadillac thinking that you're God. I'm not looking at your laws thinking that you're gods. And this is what Christ was saying when he said you are all gods. But the selection of the Jews by God as his own personal nation is basically because of their yearning in the spirit. This hunger that we all have for something, some spirit, some explanation, some God, was foremost in this people that God chose. And this is why he had to make these laws, because they were always going after other gods. They were always looking for that one thing that they hungered for. Now, when I say that when they were in the wastelands of Tehom, and that's chaos, they devoured everything. So they went after everything. Horoscopes, zodiacs, all these fictions that people make up, but a horoscope and a zodiac, that's just an excuse. Like, okay, so I'm a Libra, so now I have an excuse to take revenge on people by the same way. It's not really anything except for like another way to frickin' eat junk food. It's junk food. So that's why I think that's pretty cool, because that means that, you know, all of these problems that we were facing, or they were facing in the Old Testament, are directly related to who they are as a people, but also why God chose them. See? Because they were in love with these sorts of things, and like we all are. But it doesn't end there when you go and you listen to Luciferians saying, well, we're all God, you know, or you and I are God, or you listen to somebody like George Soros that says, well, I got $1 billion now, I'm God. No, you're not, dude. Who did you heal? You didn't heal anybody. You're not helping anybody. You're just amassing wealth, and you want other people to worship you. You want to tell everybody what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. So it's like, look, the spirit of the United States of America is equality. So I'm going to tell you right now, George Soros, like, I am equal to you. And no amount of money is going to make you more than me. I don't care. I don't believe you're a god, and I don't care how much money you have. And so that's the end of that one, I guess.